John Lapointe from Lapointe Insurance. We're talking about flood insurance right now. And what a lot of people don't know is that flood insurance and home insurance are two different policies. Your home insurance policy does not cover you for flood. And that's actually something that a lot of people don't know. It's one of the only exclusions in a homeowner's policy is that flood is not covered. So there's a separate policy, flood insurance. It's available through FEMA, the National Flood Insurance Program. That's a government-backed program, and you can also get it from private flood insurance companies as well. So some lenders will require you to carry flood insurance if you're in a flood zone. And flood zones don't just have to be near the coast. Obviously, Rhode Island's got miles and miles of coastline, but believe it or not, there's a lot of flood zones in areas like Cumberland, Central Falls, Woonsocket, Cranston, Warwick, near the Patuxent and Blackstone rivers. They flooded as recently as a couple years ago and caused massive damage to a lot of homes. So flood insurance, if you're in a flood zone, does tend to be a little bit more expensive, but if you're gonna get a mortgage, it's gonna be required. So one way or another, you have to get it, whether it's through the National Flood Insurance Program, that federally backed program, or through a private company, you're still gonna be required to get flood insurance. Now let's say you're not in a flood zone. You should still consider getting flood insurance because when you're not in a flood zone, you can get what's called a preferred risk policy, which is a lot less expensive, say $500 a year for flood insurance. And in the event that something happens, you do have a flood, you're covered. Now, for instance, down in the Carolinas this year, or Houston as recently as last year, they had those massive floods. Many of those people were not in a flood zone, so their lenders didn't require them to carry flood insurance, and a lot of them didn't have it. Homeowners insurance did not pick up the cost of that, and many people were left without homes. That's why you see so many of these, emergency services going out to help them, because they have no coverage on their homeowners insurance for flood. And that's why we really encourage people to just consider it, right? If you're on the top of a big hill, your home is set far away from water, chances are it's not gonna flood there, you probably don't need it. But if you're in a low-lying area, you think there's a chance of water getting into your basement because of any kind of flooding, take a look, see what you can get for a preferred risk policy. It's a lot cheaper, and you'll be happier for it if you have a claim.